Hey everyone, Dave here with CivOps Gear back again. CivOps Gear, where we review all the EDC gear for everyone from the discerning civilian all the way to the experienced operator, hence CivOps Gear. Today we're going to be looking at this beast of a knife. This is the CRKT Jumbones in all stealth, blacked out, murdered out version. This is one jumbo knife. Believe that. About 5 inches. If you're the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk, this may be the knife that you need. Stick around, we're getting into this behemoth blade right now. Here we go, everybody. Here is the massive CRKT blacked out, murdered out Jumbones. Look at the size of this big guy. Let me tell you exactly how big this guy is. This guy comes in at a whopping 11 inches. This is almost a foot-long knife. The blade itself is 4.8 inches. So let me put that in perspective for you. There it is compared to a Bic lighter, okay? There it is compared to our balls. And here it is compared to a Kershaw blur. It absolutely dwarfs the blur. The blur barely even exists compared to this thing. Now, here's what's interesting about this behemoth, murdered out beast. This was designed by Jeff Park. And Jeff Park was sort of a pupil of Ken Onions. And the CRKT Crossbones, the much more reasonably sized version of this, was Jeff Park's first production knife. And first hit out of the gate, it won Knife of the Year from Blade Show. And so, of course, CRKT wanted to expand the lineup. So they expanded the knife itself. And now there are 2 versions of this Jumbones. There's the much more regular colored version that looks pretty much like a larger Crossbones. And there's this murdered out, dark as night, all stealth, blacked out version. So this is a 4.85 inch blade, okay? It's Aus 8 steel, which, you know, it comes real sharp out of the box. Is Aus 8 a great steel? No, but it's a fine steel to me. I mean, you know, it's doable. You can sharpen it. You can get a good edge on it. The action is really, really smooth, to be honest with you, especially for a blade that's almost as long as a car. This is really a nice action. And it drops shut, no problem. Have I taken it apart and oiled it up a little bit? Yeah, that's what I do with every knife that I get. I pretty much take it apart. I'm not afraid of oil. A little oil never hurt anybody, anything. In fact, sometimes it makes things better. Depends what you're doing in life. Sometimes a little lube, a little oil makes things happen. Anyway, so this is, again, sort of like the Kaiser Sheepdog. You need a pocket that's big enough for you to slide this into. Is it full deep carry? No, not quite. Even at the tip of the clip here, it still has a little bit of body sticking out of your pocket, but not very much. I mean, that's a very small amount. So it's got an effective clip, and there is only one position for this clip. It is only right hand tip up carry. Now, everything about this knife is murdered out, from the titanium nitride finish on the massive blade all the way up to the back spacer, the jimping on the spine of the blade, the pivots, even the liners are blacked out. This whole thing is death row. This is murdered. It is a ninja sword. So the action's great. It was pretty good even before I oiled it up. And you know what's cool about this design? Even the flipper tab is, it may look like it sticks out pretty good, but you know what? There's a curve here to the body. So if you're holding this inside your pocket pretty much is going to be straight from the top corner of the back spacer right down to the top of the pivot. So if you're holding it in your front pocket, first of all, you've got the biggest pants in the world if you're carrying this in a front pocket. If you're carrying it in a back pocket, it's going to be pressed up right against the seam side of the pocket, which means it's really not going to bump up against anything. So let's see, overall length, 11 inches. The scales are 60-61 aluminum. And this bad boy is available virtually anywhere. So if you are a ninja and you've got your balaclava and you've got your katana and you've got all of your toys and tricks, you got a parakeet in your chest pocket, you might want to pick this guy up because it's going to be very much you. If you are a ninja, this is very much you. If you are a guy who wears big pockets, this is very much going to fill them. So there we are. There is the CRKT Jumbones Black as Night Murdered Out Black version. Right there. Hope you guys enjoy. See you on the next CivOps gear reviews.